I was making a couple videos on Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy's legacy, and I was thinking about the DLC for 16, and I was also thinking about like how the series should evolve. And Final Fantasy is in a really interesting point here because we had 16, which released almost a year ago, which again I can't believe. Like I actually can't believe it's been a year since 16 released. That game released almost a year ago. Before that, in 2016, I was in high school. I was a freshman in high school when the game came out. We had 15, which was the first Final Fantasy game that was completely real-time action. First main series Final Fantasy game. And then we also had, in the years since, the Final Fantasy VII remake games, both Remake and Rebirth, which I love. And I was just thinking, because I remember when 16 came out, everyone enjoyed it for the most part, but a lot of people were saying how this isn't the way the series should go. Some people were saying, no, Final Fantasy needs to evolve, and it needs to do this, it needs to go this way, or it needs to go back, it should go back to turn-based, it should be this, it should be that. Listen, if you ask me, I think 7 Remake and subsequently 7 Rebirth especially, because 7 Rebirth just built on a lot of the good mechanics in Remake. The Final Fantasy VII Remake games are the way Final Fantasy should go. Because listen, I would be very shocked if modern Final Fantasy goes back to turn-based. I could only imagine them going back to turn-based in a main series game if like the series is not doing well and they want to shake it up. I could definitely see some spin-offs going back to turn-based. Like World of Final Fantasy, whatever it was called, a couple years ago on the Vita. But the way Final Fantasy should go, if you ask me, make every game similar to like the 7 Remake games, where it's action, but kind of like this turn-based ATB style. I think that is the way to go because it adds that action element, but also it harkens back to the series' roots with that real-time, well, not the real-time, but like that ATB, active time-based battle system, waiting for the ATB bar to fill up and then attack turn-based style. It's kind of like a nice little, first off, it's really unique. It's really smart. It's like a nice little marriage of those two ideas. So if you ask me, that's the way it should go. I look at 16 as pretty much just being like Devil May Cry, Final Fantasy, and I don't mind that because I love DMC, but Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy. It's not Devil May Cry. I just look at 16 as being like this fun little action game, but like I said, that's just me.